Hi, my love. Welcome. We're going to be doing your layers of you reading. I'm going to be filming it here in the kitchen because I actually have the house to myself. So I can film over here and there won't be any distractions. I kind of like filming from my kitchen table because there's just more space, more space. So what we're gonna do is we're going to read for the 5 layers of you. I just read the little blurb that you added to your order. And actually, let me bring this down. I just read the little blurb that you added to your order. So we're gonna focus on all of the 5 layers. I took note of what you said about love life, and then also for your spiritual path. So I'll make sure to keep those 2 things in mind. For as far as the cards go, I have just a whole stack of cards here that I'm going to use. I actually really feel called to work with water energy today, so going to be using my my ocean and mermaid decks for most of them, not all of them. But I just felt really called to use my fishy friends. I think it's probably that new moon in Pisces right now, so probably that. So just get in. Oh, and then I also have this new deck. It's called the Power of Surrender cards. These are so good. So if you're into Oracle decks, I recommend this deck. It's a Hay House one. I found it on Amazon, but you could probably find it on Hay House for cheaper. But it's a really, really, really good deck. It just talks about all of the things that you need to let go of. So really good deck for like journaling and all of that. If you're into that kind of thing, totally recommend it. The Power of Surrender cards. So definitely will use that for you too. And then I also have 2 tarot decks. So I'm going to use my Dame Darcy Mermaid Tarot. And then I also have a little tiny Rider-Waite. So I just like to have them all ready to go if I need them. They're there. This deck, I have to be careful. It's a holographic, so it's very, very slippery. I found this one on eBay, but it goes everywhere. So, okay, so let's go ahead and open session. I'm gonna go ahead and light my candle, signifying that we are in session. So Spirit, I ask that you please come forward today for these messages for my client. Anything that they need to hear right now, please let it be said. Things that don't resonate, may you take what resonates and leave the rest behind, or just take note of it. So with this candle as it is lit, we signify we are in session. The space is safe. And we're ready to go. Okay. So I'm going to have this off to the side so I don't hit it with my arm. Okay, so let's start with your energy right now. Move, Starla. Get down. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Sorry, my cat she's on the table and I don't trust her. Okay, so let's start with your energy right now. So we're going to do your energy, the love life, the money career path, the spiritual journey, and the future forecast. So those are the 5 layers. And as you know, I believe you've had this reading before, so it is a lengthy reading. I may do it in 2 parts because of that. So take notes, but just get yourself comfortable because this will be a lengthy reading. Ooh. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the decks out on the table, and then I will go through them all. Ooh, your energy feels very, very clear and open. That's like, those are the first 2 words that come to mind when I connect to your energy, is very clear, very open, like similar to that new moon energy, like a fresh new start. But I definitely know, I could tell, and I know I said this in the last reading that I did for you, I could tell that you have been continuously doing your work. So your work as in your spiritual path, your readings, and just working on yourself. You have very, very vibrant energy. So I don't know if it's because I'm seeing the blues in the cards, but maybe that's just a message. But I do feel like your aura at this time is very blue. And it just feels free and open. That's what I want to say. Okay. Love it. So I'll pull some tarot cards after. But for your energy right now, the first two cards that fell out, we have looking at the underbelly. I always get this one for myself, so I think it's funny that I'm pulling it for you. This says, be sure that you are using your time in the best possible manner. You might consider taking time to organize yourself, or perhaps a project that you're working on could use some fine tuning. So this is a matter of time management for your energy. Spirit is bringing up needing to just make sure that you are setting, time aside for self-care, which I feel like you've been doing that because I can feel it in your energy. But time for self-care, and then there's time for projects or work stuff, your duties that you have to do when you're in work mode. But then you also gotta turn off work mode when your shift is over, and putting into effect like your self-care mode or your unwinding mode. You know what I mean? I always say mode because I feel like we have multiples of that. And then there's also the fun stuff on the side, which I feel is, fine-tuning your spirituality, your abilities. But maybe there's other projects, like actual crafting projects or things that you do as a hobby, that Spirit is saying, to make time for and organize with that as well. So make sure that you are doing what you need to do to fine-tune your lifestyle, your day-to-day, so that you can get all of those things done, okay? I'm gonna push this out just a little bit more. Please don't mind my trash can. Oh my goodness. Okay, the other card I have is connect to source. Go within to Go within to discover what needs to be done. Create the shift required to attract what you want. So that's why Spirit is saying that too. That they're saying to make time for yourself and make time for all of these different things in your life on a day-to-day basis. So that you can also work on your manifesting, attracting what you want, create the shift required for it, meaning creating the time and space to do those things. So it's kind of saying like right now, I feel like you have, your few things on your plate, that you are, your goals. So you're working on the self-care, you're working on your spirituality, you're probably doing things for work on the side. You're probably also working on, maybe more future plans and things like that. So you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, but I think Spirit just wants to make sure that you are also devoting time for you, but also time for the things that really bring you a lot of joy, things that bring you a lot of passion, where your true passions are, right? But it's time management is one thing in your energy that Spirit is saying, hey, you need to maybe just enhance your time management a little bit better so you feel like you have more time to do all that stuff. The future card is coming up. I love it. We also have turn away, and we have patience. So these cards are intuitively making me feel like the future is one of the main focuses right now on your energy. You could be, in the planning stages of something big. You could be, always future focused, which is good. I feel like it's healthy to be that way. I think it's only a negative or not so healthy to be future focused all the time when you are neglecting the present moment. So maybe that's why Spirit is saying your time management, making sure you're also staying in the present space, but also planning your what you're doing right now. You're aware that what you're working on right now, you are making your you're doing it for a reason. It's for your future. I hope that makes sense. I feel like sometimes I get all tongue twisted. The turning away card, I'm going to pull some tarot cards on this, because I kind of want to see more on the energy of what this is and with your energy as far as you're concerned. What is it that you need to look away from? What is it that you need to turn your back on? So let's go ahead and I'm going to pull some tarot cards for that. And then the patience card, obviously that's just meaning, working more on your patience on your day-to-day, right? Being patient in outcomes, especially if you're focusing on the future. Being patient with other people, I feel too. And I also feel like maybe that turning away and being patient is they kind of go hand in hand, where maybe you've been feeling disconnected with certain people in your life, or even projects or material things that just don't resonate in your path anymore. And so you're finding yourself needing to, you know, kind of turn away from those things or that person, in order to, you know, continue to embrace what you truly want. Ooh, I love it. Okay, so I pulled the 8 of Cups with that, and the 9 of Wands, and the 8 of Wands. Okay, so even the tarot is saying the 8 of Cups is walking away from something that's no longer fulfilling you. Okay, and this could be a person, this could be a thing, it could even be a practice or a belief system. You'll know what it is as you listen to this. So whatever is like coming up to mind, or whatever you already instantly know what that is, the process is have patience with that as you turn away from it. If it's no longer good for you and you know it's not, then maybe you do need to step away from that or that person, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. We are always, you know, shifting stuff in our life. That's just the way it goes. And then the future card is kind of saying it's better for the future. We have the 9 of Wands, and I feel like that's saying that you've done you have done all that you can to try to preserve it or try to make it work. And then the 8 of Wands is obviously looking into the future and moving forward. It's your green light saying, yes, if this doesn't feel fulfilling to you anymore, please proceed, like get away from it. Your surrender cards, we have surrendered the habit of people pleasing. I love it. So this is basically telling you, you know, being a people pleaser, you want to make everyone happy. You want everyone to like you. You want everybody to get along. Sometimes we have to accept that we can't do that. So this is one of those things that you need to turn away from, is people pleasing all of the time. It's good to be a people pleaser until it starts to take away from your own energy or your own time, or it's just over consuming, right? You'll feel it when you know it's that. So that's one of the things in your energy that Spirit is bringing up that needs to be a little bit fine-tuned. The other one is surrender to non-action. This is saying now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. So sometimes the power of stillness and not doing things is going to do a lot. Okay, I know that might not sound like it'll make sense, but sometimes non-action is action. Okay, and that's something too Spirit is saying. There's going to be, I feel like this is actually saying something that may be popping up soon for you, where it's going to be better that you don't take, quick action right away. I don't know, my words are all over the place. We have follow through, overrate your intuition. I love that. And then we also have sacred mirror. So following through, sacred mirror, I do feel like there's going to be something that's going to be popping up, and we'll look into that in the future. But something that's going to be popping up in your life that you're going to be moving forward into. Overrate your intuition is using your intuition so much that it's overrated, right? So you're not using your intuition enough is pretty much what Spirit is saying. So they're telling you to continue using it, trusting it, and letting it be literally your compass to guide you. So I know you're already doing that, like you're already working with your intuition, but Spirit is bringing it up as use it more. Trust it more. The more that you use your intuition to lead you, the easier it is for you to trust that. And that's actually how you strengthen your abilities. So they all go hand in hand. Okay, so let's tap into the love life. So your love life, you mentioned you're still single. So that helps because I don't want to interpret wrong. So we have the love life. I kind of pull my cards differently for each for each reading. So if you notice I'm pulling cards differently, that's just what works for me. I don't use a spread. I just pull what feels natural. These two. Okay, so lots of twos that I pulled for you. You know, doubles in the cards. But the main gist of the energy with the love life is enjoy the journey. Stay present and flexible. Many changes are going on for you and around you. These changes are not only good, but necessary. Bring your awareness into the now rather than focusing on the past or the future. So Spirit is saying, when it comes to love life, instead of worrying about the future or what's to come, and instead of worrying about the past and what you could have done better, to live in the moment. So, you know, they're pretty much saying living now in the present, enjoying each day-to-day experience. Because when you're living in the present and when you are aware of what's around you in the present moment, you won't miss something, right? So Spirit is bringing me up the image of like when we're on our phones all the time, especially like if you're out and about. So let's just say, for example, like let's say you're out and about somewhere public and there's a lot of people around and you're on your phone and your face is just looking at your phone the whole time, you're missing out on what's going on around you. So that's kind of the energy of what Spirit is bringing up right now for you, is to stay in the moment. And then also enjoy the journey of the moment. So enjoying the journey, the process of, you know, being single, I know is like, I know you've been wanting relationship, you've been wanting to find love, but for some reason, if it hasn't happened, it's just, we have to trust that, right? And I hate to say that because I know even for me in other areas that I have to be patient with, it sucks to hear that, but it's just, we have to put that trust that the divine timing of everything is for a reason. And life works the way it works, right? So we have so much control to an extent though. So you have the control and the power to, you know, go out and meet people and talk to people and online date and date friends of friends or stranger encounters and all of that, right? That's within your power. But it doesn't mean that something's going to come out of it if it's not meant to. And I'm always of the belief where if something is meant to happen, it's going to happen. We can't force it to happen if it's not meant to, right? So enjoying the journey, as Spirit is saying, it's not happening right now, but enjoy the process, living in the present moment so you don't miss out on the beauty of everything, right? The card, there's so much beauty and stuff going on in the ocean in this image. But if you had your head in the phone, like your face looking at your phone the whole time, you would miss all of this, right? So that's one thing they're bringing up. Another thing they have is recognition is coming up, and then they have go with the flow. So recognize maybe your faults or your weaknesses when it comes to love and dating. You know, what are areas that maybe you could do a little bit better with? Do you have any hangups when it comes to dating? Are you fearful of like, you know, chance encounters, right? When you meet a stranger on the street, do you say hello? Are you shy? Is that a hang up for you? What is a hang up for you, right? That's, I feel, as recognition is kind of saying to identify those things, those areas in this topic of love that maybe you could do a little bit better or enhance, right? And then the go with the flow. So Spirit is also guiding you to going naturally with the flow of life. Going with the flow of the path of your love life is just enjoying the journey, being in the present moment, trying not to force things, but also at the same time, don't be inactive either, right? There's a fine line between that. It's like when you're inactive, you're not doing anything about it. So obviously nothing's going to happen. But then if you're overactive and you're trying to force it, it's not authentic. And that people can tell when somebody is not authentic. So you got to be right in the middle. And I feel like that's, you know, with going with the flow is finding your natural flow when it comes to your love life and the way you work when it comes to finding love and going with that. Your surrender cards, we have surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. That's powerful. It's matched with the other yellow card. I love how it's like the colors just kind of blend. This says manifesting and doing. okay? Manifesting and doing. Surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. So, oh, excuse me. See, my throat chakra is acting up right now. So I feel like that's also a sign. So I'll get into that after. Let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. Then you can own your power and soar in your life. Outdated or past thoughts and ideas about yourself. That's powerful, okay? That also goes hand in hand with the recognition. See how spirit works? I naturally laid out the cards. There's no spread, but they just kind of fit. I freaking love it when that happens. So as you are recognizing your faults and your weaknesses, like I said earlier, this also goes hand in hand with getting rid of outdated beliefs about yourself. Hang-ups that you have about yourself, why you think you can't find love, right? That's what I want you to get rid of. That's what you need to work on letting go of. You're outgrowing this stuff. This doesn't have anything to do with your present moment. You need to let go, right? And then also we have the manifesting and doing. Manifesting and doing is actually being physically and proactive about love life. It's the yellow energy, and yellow is the solar plexus. This is the chakra that is right above your belly button. It's your belly, it's your gut instincts, it's your health, it's your wellness, it's your joy and positivity. It's all of that. It's a big, big, big chakra. It's like a lot of stuff. But yellow is happiness and it's beauty, right? It's also forgiveness. Yellow is a color of forgiveness. So forgiving yourself from the past, forgiving yourself and loving yourself so much that it's just like, you're not gonna, you let those things hang you up, right? You're not gonna let those things cause fear of you feeling like you're not worthy of love because of blah, 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 blah. You got to get rid of that stuff. Confidence is attractive. Confidence is what attracts other people to you, right? It's like a magnet. So beautiful energy. Oh my goodness. And that's maybe also why in your energy, the one we just previously read, why it was saying you need to turn away from, that's turning away from past thoughts, past beliefs about yourself. So then let's look at the other stuff. We have surrender your fear of intimacy. Wow. See, I'm telling you, these cards are powerful. So this says you are ready to let love in. Compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, I knew I needed to pull this deck out for you. This is powerful stuff. So this is pretty much, obviously it's like word for word what it said. Is that you're ready to let love in. You are ready to be loved and you're ready to love someone else, right? There's no doubt about it. You have that energy in you. But you need to release patterns that stop you from opening your heart. There's fears there that cause you, even though you know in your mind, I'm ready for love or I'm ready to be in a relationship, what is it that causes the slip up? Remember when I started to have the burps, when I said the throat chakra? One is communication, I feel for you. So it's communication, your way of expressing yourself. But what else is it, right? Is there a lack of confidence there? Is there fears of someone not, being attracted to you in the same way you're attracted to them? What are these hangups? Start writing them down, identify, make a list. So you kind of have like an outline of everything that is a little bit of a difficult part for you, to give you something to work on. It's like you're chipping away at your heart, right? You're chipping away at all of that unnecessary crap that doesn't need to be there anymore, okay? Oh my God, I just love how the cards are so perfect. Okay, this one says unstick the stuck. Unstick the stuck. The stuff the stuff that is hanging up that's causing you to be afraid of love, or be afraid of putting yourself out there. It's time to get rid of it, right? I'm thinking of like Velcro when you pull it apart. It's time to release and get yourself away from that. It's time to set yourself free, okay? So there's a little bit of love, like self-love, that has to happen with your, the energy of your love life. Spirit is showing that you're, enjoying the journey, but also just start continuing, because I think this is stuff you've been working on. Oh, the Lover's card. So Spirit is showing, that, this is stuff that you've been working on. It's not something that you haven't worked on. This is stuff that you've been working on, but there's just saying you need to continue. So yeah, Nine of Wands is coming out, which is definitely, to me, is identifying. I feel like this is also connected to what the first from your energy. This is the same card. So I feel like they're connected. That's stuff you need to turn away from. So this is stuff that you've been working on for a long time. Your confidence, right? Getting yourself prepared and ready, like the perfect version of yourself for love. This is stuff that you've been doing for a while. So you definitely have been working on it, but for some reason, there's still those hangups. There's like that there's still something there that you're not setting yourself free from. I love it because we have the Lover's card and the Death card. So the Lover's card to me is, I know I've mentioned this too before, that I do see love on the horizon for you, and I do still see it. The Death card is the changing that happens. But Death card is one of those things where in order to walk through that new door, right, that opportunity, you have to shut something else. You have to make a sacrifice, right? So you got to look at death as like, yes, it's beautiful because there's transformation, there's changes that are going to happen, but you also have to say goodbye and walk away from something in your life that maybe is a little bit difficult for you to do so. And that's what these surrender cards are talking about. So death is coming up saying the transformation is there. The opportunity to walk through that door and, and get love is there. You can have it as much as anyone else can, right? But you got to be willing to leave certain things behind and in the past, right? Whatever these hangups are. I also feel like too, if you're holding out for a certain person, I also feel called to tell you to stop doing that. I feel like, if you know that there's maybe if there's a certain somebody that has been like on your radar for a while, but nothing's happened, maybe that's also a hang up that you need to set yourself free from. So that just came to me randomly. So I'm going to trust that Spirit is bringing that up for a reason. These other cards that fell out, we have the Five of Pentacles. We have the 10 of Pentacles. And we have the Page of Cups. So, oops. Oh, we have another one. Page of Cups, and we also have the Hangman. So I like it. The Hangman is that go with the flow card that we talked about earlier. Page of Cups is usually that person, a message, or someone who's going to come to you with a message. So I do feel like this is, that initial meeting somebody. The Five of Pentacles is the regrets of the past, I feel. So I feel like there's times of inaction that you are regretful of. You wish you would have done something better or done something else. Maybe this has to do with the person I was feeling right now, where if you've been like holding out for a certain somebody to like let that go, maybe that's what the Five of Cups is, or the Five of Pentacles, I'm sorry. And then the 10 of Pentacles is abundance on coming to you, I feel. So I do see love on the horizon for you, but I do feel like, you are your own block of that energy. So what I'm saying is you are worthy of love just like anybody else is. You just have to allow yourself, oh, I love it. The Two of Cups is the fear card. So there's hangups there. There's fears of, meeting somebody. There's fears of putting yourself out there. There's certain, like your surrender cards are identifying some of the stuff that you got to let go of. When you have fears, fear is a block. Blocks block energy, right? So I see that. It's kind of like there's still some things you got to clear out. Enjoy the journey, right? Staying in the present. Don't dwell so much in the future, and do not sit in the past, especially if this has to do with meeting or waiting for someone. Okay. I really felt like that needed to be said to you for you, is if you're holding out for a certain person, don't do that to yourself. Okay. If they haven't shown any interest, you got to just accept that it's just maybe not the right time, or it's not the right person, and let that go. Maybe that has to go. Maybe that's what Spirit is saying is turning your back from, right? So keep that in mind. Okay. What time is it? It's 30 minutes. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and end this video and start a part 2, because 30 minutes is kind of a lot to upload on YouTube. I talked a lot for the first part. The energy one is usually the longest segment. So let's end this, and then I will see you in part 2 for the last 3 layers of your reading.